If you don't have a tenant in your cash house, it's like, it would be nice to have one, but it's not like I have an underlying loan that I need to pay on it, you know? It gives you room for mistakes because you are going to make mistakes. Even seasoned investors make mistakes. And the way this market is shifting, is going to be a whole lot more mistakes made or displayed for all of these people who got all of these loans and now we're going into a different season. So listen, I want to take you from where you are, and I want to give you a blueprint to get to freedom, real freedom, where you actually own the asset, where the asset is high cash flowing and making you money, where it can supplement your income, where it can pay for your liabilities, where it can pay for your kids' college. I don't want to get too far into this because I'll talk a little bit more about each, but I like to assign my assets jobs, right? So I shared this earlier today on the live where obviously you can tell I live well. I mean, you can kind of see the background here or whatever. And everyone in my neighborhood has like Bentleys and they have like Rolls Royce and Porsches and all of these nice cars, right? And I drive a Nissan. And I always tell people, well, listen, I have one house that is assigned to my car. So whatever that house makes, that is the kind of car that I can afford. So if that house makes, I think, $1,000 after I pay all of the expenses and things like that, then that means I only have $1,000 a month to cover any car notes, any insurance, any car maintenance, if I got to renew the tags, the easy tag, for the highway stickers and all that stuff, it all has to be covered in that. Because I don't like having to pay bills. I don't like, obviously, y'all seeing, I don't like loans on it, nobody, nothing. And maybe I could and I should upgrade that house or move another house to the car, but you do what's best for you. So that is the A.S.H.L.E.Y method. It's not a flashy Ferrari. It is buying your cash car so you can practice without penalty so that you can sleep well at night. And, again, this is coming from experience. I'm not some new investor. I've been around. I had to survive COVID. And one of the ways I've survived COVID, of course, with Section 8, but I survived it because I didn't have an underlying mortgage. So I was chilling. I was like, if they stopped all making all payments, it really stops nothing in my life. If the tenant moves out, okay. That sounds too easy to some of y'all, right? Some of y'all are just, you've convinced yourself that it must be this super complicated way and this super hard way to invest in real estate investing. And it's just simply not true. Keep it simple. Yes, you can use your IRA. Yes, you can use your retirement fund. Yes. I mean, I suggest just use cash, save it up. And once you have it saved, you're saving to invest. So now it can actually start making you money. All right. So, you know, I want to help you do this, but you have to want the help. I am not gonna try to convince anybody that they're wrong for using loans or, that this is the only way because it's not. But this is one way that I know for sure you need to have at least one in your portfolio. So if you decide to meet with me or work with me, whatever strategy you want to use, I'm cool with that. I have coached people who have methodologies totally different from mine. But if you're going to start asking me for my expert opinion, and if you want to do things the Ashley way, the way that I know works, I'm 100% going to recommend that you buy a house from 50 to 100K. No, it's probably not going to be in your market. No, it's probably not going to be in your market. Okay, I live in Texas. Most of my properties are in the Midwest. I've always invested virtually. That's always been the way to do it. I always hear people say stuff like, well, what if something happens? What if the pipes burst at the house, and I'm 2,000 miles away? I'm like, okay, well, what if the pipes burst and you're 2 feet away? What are you going to do? Turn into Mario and Luigi the plumber and go fix it? No, you're going to call somebody to go fix it, just like you would do 2,000 miles away. You're not a plumber. What are you talking about? It's the same thing. And I do suggest that you work with me or someone like me because I am very much plugged in virtually. So I've been doing this for 8 years. I have a virtual team. The area where I'm going to suggest you invest for that price point, my team has already been set up there for 7, 8 years. We run the same play over and over and over. But that's just if you want to do my market. If you want to do your own market, me and my team still teach you how to set it up on your own, but I'm still going to check your market and make sure that it makes sense because I want you to be free. Okay. I don't want you getting all over leveraged. I think I have a video of where I show the comparison because this is supposed to be a podcast, and I don't know if we're like allowed to share our screen on podcasts. I don't see other people do it. I really would like to. I mean, I don't see podcast police. If you stayed on this long, I guess I can just show you. Let me just show you real quick. Hold on. All right. Don't judge all my tabs. Mind your business. Let's see here. Would it be on this one? On this one? Yes. Okay, so I did a comparison just the other day when I was doing this, and let me show you real quick. So we looked up a random zip code that someone sent to me. She is a realtor in LA, and we are working together because a lot of her clients, they want to get into owning real estate and, being an investor and getting rental properties, but it's so expensive there. So when we looked up her zip code, this was the cheapest house. This was the least expensive house we could find in that zip code. And, we'll go through all of the numbers, but essentially we looked up how much rent they would get if they were able to get like a Section 8 tenant in there. And the zip code was 9990043. Here we go. So for a 3-bedroom, they can get 2940. Is this a 3-bedroom? Yep, 3-bedroom. So they can get 2940 for this house per month. But then when we looked it up here and we put in all of the numbers for what the mortgage might be, it was like $3,800. So I'm like, you'll have to pay $1,000 to make the mortgage and you have a renter in there, like make it make sense. It makes no sense. And then I saw the down payment. I said 120,000. I said, hold up, hold up. Let me show you my market. You for this down payment, you can literally buy an entire house. So I showed them, we pulled up Zillow. So this house, as you can see, is $100,000. It is nice, ready to go, cute, nice little suburban area, cute. And then we looked up the rents for that area, and the rents for that area is $1,520 for a 3-bedroom. Just make sure this is a 3, yeah. For a 3-bedroom. $1,520 a month for that zip code. And then we looked up the mortgage here, like, okay, well, if you got a mortgage, because I don't want you to, okay? But if you did, I mean, you still have great cash flow. You're still bringing home about $750 per month after you pay taxes, insurance, your mortgage payment, and your interest. But I don't want you to do that. I want you to buy in cash, but I understand if, you want to get a loan, that's your thing. And then people are like, oh, you keep saying these $50,000 houses. Like, okay, well, can I find that one? Yes. Oh my God. I do this all the time, guys. This is like not rocket science. Oh my gosh. Okay, look, we'll just put in, really, you can put in a lot of places in Ohio for real, but we'll just do this just for the sake of it. Okay, you can buy some like, oh, I shouldn't have put a minimum, man. Let me put in a maximum. You can buy like some dilapidated property if you want to. And if you have $50,000, like if you bought this for $22,000 right here, I already have a construction crew in Cleveland who is the best of the best. I've been working with them exclusively. All my clients work with them exclusively. I do a warm invite because I know they are the best of the best. Okay, so on your budget, you're going to buy that for $22,000. She'll probably take the other $30,000 to get it nice and rent ready. Now you're all in at 50,000 and you're still going to make 15, 20 a month on the property. If it's in that zip code, obviously we'd have to look up, all of these different zip codes. Like this is what we do, 25,000. And these are the ones I love, y'all. I love buying these little ugly, like nobody wants some houses because I know my construction crew is my secret weapon. They're gonna come in, put in 20, $30,000 on this, and now I'm gonna be making all this extra cash flow. So, yes. I'm gonna let this go because I need to close this podcast down, but I just want to say my method works. It's not sexy like a Ferrari, and there's a time and a place for a Ferrari, right? But most people who get Ferraris, we're what, in our 40s or in our 50s, and we've, paid our dues and we've had some experiences, and then we go for the Ferrari. And social media or this consumerism, economy has made you believe that you need to buy a Ferrari when you're 16 or, just starting. No, No. Okay. We're going to start you with the Toyota Yaris. You're going to get the little cash car, the cash house. We're going to get you high cash flow, real freedom. And in the beginning of this, I said you're just going to leave a pile of loans and a bunch of over leveraged properties. Well, when you do it my way, you are leaving free and clear properties, okay, that are high cash flow. So now your kids can either keep that cash flow and is supplementing, or they can sell them and get all of that equity out. This is where you start assigning your properties jobs. This is true wealth, y'all. This is real freedom, but nobody's going to listen to me because I know every other influencer is telling you get a loan, do it different. But I'm telling you, listen, listen, Linda, listen. Okay, somebody who's been through life, been through business, I'm telling you, just get one in cash. You got a kid in college. Cool. Assign that house to the kid in college. Anything that kid needs for college, rent or snacks or whatever it is college kids needs comes from that house. You got a wife or a husband that likes to spend. Cool. Whatever income comes from this house, you can do whatever you want to do with it. Like I told you, I assign a house. Okay, you pay my car note. Okay, these two houses pay my mortgage. Okay, this house over here is our vacation fund. And it's just 50, 50, 50, 50. $50,000. Okay, if you want to do closer to turnkey, maybe 100,000. Who cares? If you have it, you need to do it. And it is a savings account. It's not like you buy a house and $100,000 goes away. No, you buy the house and $100,000 stays with the house in equity. Plus, you're getting the rent on top of it. Not even to mention the tax benefits. Okay. Look, I'm not here to sell you on anything. Do what you want to do. But if this sounds like something that you want to do, this is what I do, and I will be happy to help you do it. All right. Until next time, I will see you guys on the next podcast. Again, I am Ashley Lorraine, M.Ed, and I hope to hear from you soon. Bye.